What's up there, everyone in internet land? I'm Vinny.
I'm Joe.
All right, and so we're back with the Retro Grab Bag Show. So this week we are going to talk about the Rise of Skywalker movie trailer. This is episode 9. Personally, I've been disappointed with the new ones. A lot of plot holes. Just not a lot of fulfilling stuff. Like, I don't care about Rey or Kylo. And I feel at this point, with it being the third movie, I really should.
Yeah. They're the two main. I assume they're the two main. I mean,
they keep killing the characters that I really care about. And you can do that to a point, but then it's just dumb.
mm-hmm.
You know, if you do it too much, it's stupid.
Yeah.
But the Rise of Skywalker, what do you does it look appealing, or?
I mean, it looks like a something that kids will love. Because the first thing you see is Rey staring down. What was it, an X-wing or?
Some wacky
we'll probably get ripped apart
TIE
for not
fighter.
knowing this
so
word.
I think it's supposed to be
yeah.
Kylo Ren's TIE fighter.
Okay.
Rip-off. It's not really a TIE fighter anyway, so don't worry about it.
Okay.
Whatever
so
that thing
she's
is.
looking at that apparently, and then and she starts running the other way, and then this thing is ground. Was it 5 feet above the ground, and somehow does a blind backflip over it, and I'm just like, what is this? I mean, I remember watching the video back in the day of Kobe Bryant jumping over a car, and that's the first thing I thought of. It's like, what is this?
Maybe that's it.
Yeah, maybe
that might be the connection.
Someone needs to yell Kobe as she
Wow.
goes over. So,
wow.
But it's like, okay,
Maybe he did the stunt work.
Yeah, so I'm assuming that's them saying, look, she's a Jedi now, but how and why?
But that pisses me off because we had the Last Jedi, and was that Luke? Did Kylo Ren lie to Rey because he said Rey was just some bum, some space bum? Like, there needs to be, you need to give the fans definitive story, and they have not done that, and they really fucked it up with the Last Jedi.
Yeah.
That was off the charts as far as what are you doing? Because they not only went wacky with the stuff, they took the stuff you knew was fact and just jacked it up. So that is the most positive aspect of the Last Jedi, is that it wasn't an Empire ripoff. I think people thought that was going to be an Empire Strikes Back ripoff, just like the Force Awakens was a New Hope ripoff, without a doubt. Well, the Last Jedi is its own freaking movie.
Yeah.
Like, it is not. But with that said, I think this Rise of Skywalker is going to be a Return of the Jedi ripoff, 110%.
I mean, yeah,
it looks like it.
Yeah, I mean, you have what looks like the Ewok people.
Yeah, absolutely.
I forget what planet that is.
Well, it looks like they're on Endor because they have. Guess what? There's another Death Star in a Star Wars movie. That's another thing. Like, you had a Death. I mean, why is it always the Death Star? But anyway, this is the remainder, I think, of the second Death Star, and they're on. It looks like it's on an ocean in Endor or something. So is the Emperor still there? Was he alive this whole time? Who the hell is Snoke? Was Snoke okay? So the fan theory that I see, I'm sure you've heard about all this crap, is that Snoke was never really ever there. Have you heard that one? He's not there at all. Okay. Even in the Last Jedi, when he gets his head cut off, he's not there.
Okay.
Because you remember how Luke projected himself? Well, Snoke is the Emperor projecting himself from somewhere. So you never see, and what's cool about that theory is actually you never actually see Snoke actually interact with anybody. He's just kind of there.
Okay.
So it's supposed to be this big cloak and thing, but again, like, they're not giving anyone. They're selling toys. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're definitely going to sell tickets to this thing, but I don't know. I think if you're a Star Wars fan, you're probably looking forward to the show coming out. That looks fucking phenomenal.
Other show, the Disney,
the Mandalorian Wars, which is like the Boba Fett kind. It's not him, I guess, whatever, but it just looks fantastic. It looks like parts of the Rise of Skywalker trailer are from Return of the Jedi. You know, the ships that came off of Jabba's barge in the beginning? It looks like they're on those.
Yeah.
And I don't know. And Lando's back.
Yeah.
Guarantee you he dies. because they just bring back the old people and kill them off. I for me think this will be for the fans because The Last Jedi was so off track. Now The Last Jedi looked the best. It's a phenomenal looking movie, but it falls under that trap where I've seen movies over the last 20 years. They're big budget. They somehow look phenomenal and they have amazing sound, but that script is not there. I don't know if they're rushing it or it's just full of plot holes, and that's what Star Wars has been, and that's not what it was. Yeah. Cool point before we wrap up here about, or at least what I believe, with the new trilogy, is I actually think it's now making the prequels look a little better. I'm not saying Phantom Menace is a good movie because it's fucking terrible.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Darth Maul's cool.
Yeah.
He's cooler than a lot of people in these new ones.
Yeah. No, I'd say I like the Force Awakens, Last Jedi, and most likely the new one more than the prequels. I just did not like the first two. Revenge of the Sith was okay because you got to see that transformation, but there was too much.
Oh, you mean the prequels?
What did I say?
You mean the prequels?
Sorry,
yeah. No, that's all right.
The only prequel I really liked was Revenge of the Sith. So, and that wasn't even a full movie. Like, it was more just, I liked the ending, obviously.
That's exactly my point. I'm glad you brought that up. The prequels ended with that episode 3, which to me felt like it was just for the fans. They didn't change anything in that. You knew how Vader was going to happen. You knew who was going to win that fight between him and Obi-Wan. You knew. What was the one surprise in there? That Padme dies after giving birth, or she wasn't in love anymore? Have you seen that theory? Or something stupid like that? They don't surprise you at all. Maybe the biggest surprise is Darth Vader yelling no like an idiot, like a complete moron. Like, the acting in that movie is horrible. This is gonna surprise maybe a few people. I've told a few people this. I think the most solid prequel is number 2, Attack of the Clones, because when everyone gets together on that, I know it has the most whiny Hayden Christensen. It's horrible.
Yeah,
he's terrible in that movie. But when they get everyone in that arena, that actually feels like a Star Wars movie to me. That feels like they got some of the old magic back, and then Yoda is fighting at the end of that. That was the first time we saw him do that. For me, at that time, I think I was in high school. I was like, wow, we're not going to see Yoda fight, are we? And then he busted out. You're like, wow, this is amazing. Is it a good movie? No. None of the prequels are, I don't think.
I think it falls under the same, that was a cool scene. Just like Revenge of the Sith had its cool scene.
It did.
But those movies were just, again, those were how many years ago? And, it's probably been a while since I sat down and really zoned in and watched it.
Same here.
Because it's not a movie that...
I've watched these...
Yeah.
These
are every year. Maybe every 6 months, but
right.
I can't tell you there was a time that I want to go watch Phantom Menace or I want to go watch Attack of the Clones. So, but the new movies, just like you said, they look so good that you have to sort of like them. But the story is off base right now with Last Jedi. What's going to happen?
It's wild.
Isn't J.J. Abrams back for this?
He is.
Third one, which he did
He's
Force
fixing
Awakens.
It.
So.
And he wasn't supposed to do this one.
It's just because the second one was so.
I believe that is what's been said. Can it be fixed? I'm sure.
It'll be all, like you said, all for the fans. They probably didn't when they started this. They probably didn't say we're bringing the Emperor back, but they probably made that decision.
Well, that's a great point. At the very end of the trailer, you hear the Emperor, and that they played this preview at a Star Wars celebration event or release event. I'm not sure exactly what it was, but they walked him out in front of all these people.
Oh, yeah, I did.
And then they replayed it.
Yeah, so
they're hyping that up like
there's no doubt that's him, because after I watched that trailer, you hit the comments, you do the search, and you're like, yeah, was that really him? It's him. It has to be. So.
Oh, definitely. I'm going to show you. We're going to wrap up here. After this, I'm going to show you a picture that Mark Hamill posted on Twitter. It's in the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon. Have you seen this? Where it says missed opportunities, and it's got all the old crew in there, and you're just like, how did they fuck this up?
Yep.
How did they fuck it up? Like, you could have just been that easy.
Yeah. And again, I could see them knowing, okay, this is about the new characters. This is about Rey, but.
We don't care.
We don't care. We're not watching Star Wars in 2019 for current new events. We love Star Wars because of this right here.
Yeah, and that's part of the show. Like we're talking. Again, this is a current topic. Rise of Skywalker is a current movie, but this is all rooted in retro awesomeness.
Star Wars.
Yeah. So nerd switch off. We'll see you next week. Be nice to each other.